4 Grand Slams, a former world number 1, and 2 hours 11 minutes of pure resilience. Naomi Osaka just survived a 3-set war to reach the DC Open semifinals, and now she's standing across the net from Alex Eala. The 21-year-old Filipina sensation has already demolished an Olympic gold medalist, a defending champion, and a world number 10. Now, she's 1 win away from a WTA 500 final. But Osaka, hunting for her first title since 2021, is the most dangerous opponent yet. For the first time in history, 2 Asian stars will collide on this stage. Can Eala's dream run continue, or will Osaka's experience prove too much? The phrase dominance gets thrown around a lot in sports. But what Alex Eala did to Elena Svitolina in the DC Open quarterfinals was pure, undeniable dominance. For the second time in just over a month, the Filipina superstar dismantled the world number 10 in straight sets, 6-3, 6-4, at the WTA 500 Mubadala City DC Open. The victory, which came in 1 hour and 34 minutes, wasn't just a win, it was a statement. A declaration that Eala's 6-3, 6-4 victory in the Berlin Open quarterfinals just 5 weeks earlier was no fluke. The Ukrainian veteran, a former world no. 3 with 20 WTA titles to her name, had entered the match eager for revenge. Instead, she left with her record against Eala standing at 0-2. The match showcased exactly why Eala has become so dangerous. The opening set was a battle of wills. Both players traded service breaks through the first 5 games, neither willing to give an inch. But Eala was the first to finally hold serve, taking a 4-2 lead that would prove decisive. She had already converted her second breakpoint in a grueling opening game that featured 5 deuces, showing the kind of patience that has become her trademarked. Svitolina refused to go quietly. The Ukrainian earned 3 breakpoints in the 8th game, threatening to draw level at 4-4. But Eala showcased the trademark resilience that has carried her through the toughest moments of her career. She erased a 0-40 deficit to hold serve for a 5-3 advantage. That momentum swing proved decisive as she broke Svitolina once more to close out the opening set in 43 minutes. The second set was a test of nerves. Svitolina, desperate to force a decider, raced to a 2-0 lead. The former world number 3 maintained a 2-game cushion through the early stages of the second set, looking poised to even the match. But once again, Eala found another gear. She broke Svitolina in the 6th game before reeling off 4 of the next 5 games to turn a 2-4 deficit into a 5-4 lead. Svitolina managed one final hold to stay level at 4-4, but Eala refused to let the match slip away. She swept the final 2 games to seal the victory, breaking Svitolina's serve once more to close out the match. The final score read 6-3, 6-4, the same scoreline as their Berlin encounter. Eala had not only repeated her victory, she had repeated the exact same dominance. "I don't think it's specifically because of who I'm up against," Eala said in her post-match interview. "I came in with a great mindset today. I was playing really well. And of course, Elena hit some good shots. She was being aggressive, especially in the second set. So I'm really happy that I was able to kind of keep my rhythm." The victory elevated Eala's record against top 10 opponents to 8 wins against 4 losses this year. It was her 6th win over a top 10 opponent in 2026 alone and secured her 3rd semifinal appearance of the WTA Tour season. She had booked her place in the Final 4 of the WTA 250 ASB Classic in January, the WTA 500 Berlin Open in June, and now the WTA 500 Mubadala DC Open in Washington. The Filipina sensation had also neutralized the Ukrainian veteran's powerful serve, breaking the multiple Grand Slam semifinalist 6 times in the match. But there was no time to celebrate, because waiting in the semifinals was the most dangerous opponent yet. A 4-time Grand Slam champion, a former world number 1. The woman who had won the Australian Open twice and the US Open twice, Naomi Osaka. And for the first time in history, 2 Asian stars were about to collide on this stage. Naomi Osaka had just survived a war, and her words after the battle revealed exactly why she remains one of the most dangerous players in the world. The former world number 1, currently ranked world no. 13, had just escaped with a 4-6, 6-4, 6-3 victory over Italy's Elisabetta Cocchiaretto. The match had lasted 2 hours and 11 minutes, a grueling test that pushed the four-time Grand Slam champion to her absolute limits. It was just a really rough match, Osaka admitted afterward. My service percentage was probably really bad, but I feel like I just wanted to fight and compete as hard as I could. The statistics told the story of her struggle. Osaka had sprayed 18 unforced errors in the opening set alone. Coxiaretto, ranked 71st in the world, had broken the Japanese star twice in the first set and was playing with the confidence of someone who had already stunned second seed Emma Navarro earlier in the tournament. But Osaka found another gear when it mattered most. Overall, this match was really tough, and it felt more like a mental match than an actual tennis match, she said afterward. I don't feel like I played that well, but it was more fighting through every point. I think what Coxiaretto did well today was, I guess she was really inside of the court on my second serve, so I did feel a little bit of pressure. She was pretty solid. The turning point came in the second set. Osaka, who had been struggling with her forehand, began to find her rhythm. In the second, I just wanted to give it my best shot, she told Tennis Channel's Brett Haber. She survived a long ninth game to open a 5-4 lead before breaking the Italian in the following game to force a decider. The third set was a replica of the second. Osaka surrendered an early break advantage, but earned another break on her way to completing the comeback. It was Osaka's first semifinal since the 2025 U.S. Open. She had been building momentum all year, a quarterfinal at Wimbledon, a final at the Bad Homburg Open, and now a semifinal in Washington. The 28-year-old was hunting for her 8th career title. But waiting for her in the semifinals was a player she had never faced before. A 21-year-old who had already dismantled an Olympic gold medalist, a defending champion, and a world number 10. Get the popcorn ready, the Mubadala DC Open tweeted, announcing the blockbuster All-Asian semifinal. Osaka and Eala had never met on the professional circuit. For the first time in history, two of Asia's finest were about to collide on this stage. And the tennis world was watching. The stage is set, the history books are waiting, and two of Asia's finest are about to collide for the very first time. For the first time in professional tennis history, an all-Asian semifinal is about to unfold on a WTA 500 stage. Naomi Osaka, the four-time Grand Slam champion and former world No. 1 from Japan, will face Alexandra Eala, the 21-year-old rising star from the Philippines, in a clash that has the tennis world buzzing. The winner will advance to the final of the $1.64 million Mubadala DC Open, with 500 WTA ranking points and $252,000 in prize money at stake. Osaka arrives as the favorite on paper. The 28-year-old Japanese superstar has won 4 Grand Slam singles titles: the Australian Open in 2019 and 2021, and the U.S. Open in 2018 and 2020. She has reached the quarterfinals of Wimbledon this year and the final of the Bad Homburg Open. Currently ranked world No. 13 and seeded third in Washington, she has been in formidable form all season. But Eala has already proven she belongs among the elite. The 21-year-old Filipina has dismantled an Olympic gold medalist in Zheng Qinwen, a defending champion in Leila Fernandez, and a world number 10 in Elina Svitolina, twice in just over a month. Her record against top 10 opponents now stands at 8 wins and 4 losses this year. She has already secured 3 semifinal appearances on the WTA Tour in 2026, Auckland, Berlin, and now Washington. For Osaka, this is a chance to test herself against the sport's fastest rising star. I've never played Alex before, but I've seen some of her matches, Osaka said in her post-match press conference. She's had an incredible year so far. Honestly, playing her would really be fun for me just to get that knowledge about how she plays. For Eala, the opportunity is equally significant. She is, of course, such an accomplished player, Eala said after her victory over Svitolina. I think she's made waves on and off the tennis court for so many reasons, and there's so much respect for her for that. And I'm really excited. I haven't had that much time to think about it, but I will definitely think about it after I get off. The tennis world is already buzzing with anticipation. Fans on social media have been debating who will emerge victorious. One fan wrote, If she beats Osaka, she's taking the title. Another countered, it might be too soon for Alex to beat Osaka. I'm going with the proven winner this time. A third observed, one thing everyone is ignoring is that Alex excels against opponents larger than herself. While another replied, Naomi is going to overpower her. Simple as that. But the statistics suggest this could be closer than the odds makers predict. Eala has now won 8 of her last 19 matches and is playing with the confidence of someone who knows she can beat anyone on any given day. She has already won 3 consecutive matches against top 10 opponents this tournament alone. Osaka, meanwhile, survived a 3-set war against Elisabetta Cocchiaretto in the quarterfinals, a match she admitted felt more like a mental match than an actual tennis match. The contrast in styles is stark. Osaka's power game, built around a booming serve and crushing ground strokes, will test Eala's movement and defensive skills. But Eala's consistency and patience could force Osaka into the unforced errors that plagued her earlier in the tournament. She sprayed 18 unforced errors in the first set alone against Cocchiaretto. For the first time in history, 2 of Asia's biggest tennis stars will share the same court. The All-Asian semifinal is a landmark moment for the sport, showcasing the depth of talent emerging from the continent. Get the popcorn ready, the Mubadala DC Open tweeted, announcing the blockbuster showdown. What would you do if you were just one match away from a WTA 500 final against a 4-time Grand Slam champion? For Alex Eala, the answer is simple. She would keep fighting, keep believing, and keep proving that the girl with ruffled socks and light-up shoes can conquer the world. 2 players, 1 court, history waiting to be written. And for Alex Eala, the biggest match of her career is just hours away. Standing across the net will be Naomi Osaka, 4 Grand Slam titles. A former world number 1. A player who has won the Australian Open twice and the US Open twice. The 28-year-old Japanese superstar has been on a mission this year, reaching the quarterfinals of Wimbledon and the final of the Bad Homburg Open. She's hunting for her first title since 2021, and she's determined to prove she still belongs at the top. But Eala has already proven she belongs among the elite. The 21-year-old Filipina has dismantled an Olympic gold medalist in Zheng Xinwen, a defending champion in Leila Fernandez, and a world number 10 in Elina Svitolina, twice in just over a month. She has already beaten 2 top 10 opponents in this tournament alone. Svitolina in the quarterfinals, and now the chance to take down a third. Her record against top 10 opponents now stands at 8 wins against 4 losses this year. This is the match the tennis world has been waiting for. For the first time in history, 2 Asian stars will collide on this stage. Osaka, the established champion from Japan, and Eala, the rising sensation from the Philippines. The contrast in styles could not be more stark. Osaka's power game is built around a booming serve and crushing ground strokes. Eala's game is built on patience, consistency, and the kind of mental fortitude that has carried her through the toughest moments of her career. Osaka has been watching Eala's rise closely. I've never played Alex before, but I've seen some of her matches, Osaka said after her quarterfinal victory. She's had an incredible year so far. Honestly, playing her would really be fun for me, just to get that knowledge about how she plays. The Japanese star admitted that she has been following Eala's journey since last year. I remember watching one of her matches last year at the US Open, and it was kind of mind-blowing, she said. I didn't think tennis could have an atmosphere like that. It almost felt more like a basketball game. I've kind of routinely wanted to check in on her, not personally, but just to keep following her story and see how she's growing. Eala is equally excited about the opportunity. She is, of course, such an accomplished player, Eala said after her victory over Svitolina. I think she's made waves on and off the tennis court for so many reasons, and there's so much respect to her for that. I'm really excited. I haven't had that much time to think about it, but I will definitely think about it after I get off.